Good morning. Had some phenomenal trail magic last night. Again, it just amazes me the people out on trail and how much that they'll put themselves out to help a hiker. So thank you very much, Leland. Ooh, gorgeous morning already. You know, the climb up wasn't too bad when you're hitting it fresh. I think that thing would have whooped my ass last night. So I'm on kind of a long stretch in no man's land here. There's not much for resources, for off-trail anything. There is some, you know, kind of backwoods roads areas actually littering kind of the whole trail. But between Forest Service roads and old logging roads, it's kind of difficult to figure out which one people can get to, and there's still a ways in between. But 60 miles from Somerville, where I last stopped, to Dalton, is a long stretch. And when I started it, there was 2 days of rain in the forecast, but you never really know what that means. But thunderstorm word was thrown around, and I didn't really want to be on a ridge up on the mountain in a thunderstorm if I didn't have to be. So I pushed some long days. So first day out, I hit just over 23 miles. As you're aware, I had to push on from my campsite just because it was a undesirable area to be spending the night in by yourself. And then yesterday was another big day. I would still be walking this I'm on right now if I would have hit my full target, but coming down that 20-mile mark, it was crossing 4 p.m. so 2 hours of daylight left. The tank was running on E, so I would have had to go down the mountain, figure out how to rest, recover, get some energy, and then camp on an exposed ridge with rain and wind forecasted, or get 4 more miles. So as luck would have had it, Mr. Leland, he had to go to town yesterday and take care of some personal affairs, and he had messaged me saying he had wrapped up with that and he was on his way back. He lives on the mountain. He was familiar with the area I was at, so I had the privilege not only getting a ride, but doing some nice visiting last night and staying at his hunting cabin. Very cool little place he built himself on some property he has. So not only did I spend the night, but he fed me dinner and brought me back this morning. So that was a wonderful treat of trail magic, maybe the best yet. So I'm pushing on today. Where that gets me is out of the rain about 6 o'clock this morning. It didn't last long. A little tougher to get going in the morning with that. I mean, I would assume I'd stay dry in my tent, but tent itself and the ground everywhere getting packed up. 17 miles of Dalton. Watch your step. All right, after a full night's rest, took me an hour and a half to get here this morning. This was my tentative target for camping last night. Made the right call. This would, if I would have made it, I would have been hurting so bad. I would have been so cramped up, so tired. I would have had to lug in water to get here. Just all the things. I would have just been regretting life choices for sure. So, thanks again, Leland. Yeah, well, even 20 days of doing this, it's still not something you get used to everything you're doing, to think, oh yeah, should I pull out the camera and video record all this? Trying to keep it interesting. Had a nice little break there at that campsite. There was a little sit and stump. Maybe a little longer than I should have, but 4 miles in for the day, 14 to go. Got about 4 miles of downhill coming. Still almost 1900 feet elevation gain in for the day, so I got to go over 2 more mountains yet, which is pretty typical. I'm running out of flats. That road walk will be flat, but other than that, the rest of the trail is going to be, you go up over a mountain, down into a gap, and up over a mountain. And you just do that several times a day if you walk long enough. Fun stuff. Having a great time. Whew. Georgia Ridge walking. Last of the up before I head down. You do enough of this hiking, you know there's always more up, but that's just part of it. Doing hard things makes you a better person, makes you able to deal with other hardships when you know what you're capable of, mentally and physically, and it builds character, right? That's what they tell you. There's truth to that. This is stuff I'll remember for the rest of my life, and undoubtedly, because of the time I've committed to it, this will shape who I am as a person in some way. That's just how life works. Yeah, buddy. Just a beautiful morning cooking here. It's gonna get downright hot this afternoon. I'm gonna make the miles this morning if I can. Roll into Dalton. Get me a cheeseburger. Cheese stick. Well, on the Appalachian Trail, rolling into Hot Springs, North Carolina, is like 274 point something miles. And you walk down to town to get something to eat, and technically that's the trail. Right back there, I just passed 276 miles. This is officially the farthest I have ever been out backpacking. Back up on the ridges. We're getting closer. She's hot. 70 some degrees, and I don't know, my black pack thermometer says 80 and the sun's sitting on it, so 4 miles, mostly downhill left to go into Dalton. I mentioned I love heights, right? Yeah, so I get the comment, oh, I don't know how you do it. Or get asked, how do you do it? Well, here's one of the ways. Shut up, feet, you're fine. Whew. Down into town. Downtown, baby. Down frickin' town. Where cheeseburgers can be had. Whew. Just can't get away from these roads. That's all right. Do not like the side of the road stuff. What do you do? Fucking cars, I hate the damn road. Urgh. Holy shit, it's traffic. I gotta not get hit by a car. Is the life of a hiker. It is Friday, just after 3:45. I hiked 62.5 miles since Wednesday morning, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, yeah, 3 days. And now I'm walking around town, damn it. But, you know, gotta go get some snacks and things before I get comfy at the hotel. This is so overwhelming. I'm doing good though. I'm being pretty responsible.